I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
Sometimes life can feel pretty disorienting, as if we find ourselves turned around in the woods. But never fear, because we are never truly lost. And with the help of the wilderness, along with footsteps from the past and the present, we will unlock the tools that will help us to rewrite our journey here on the Project Mindfully Outdoors podcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome in for today's edition of Project Mindfully Outdoors. I hope you find yourself in your favorite spot, whether that's out in nature, enjoying an adventure, or moving through the concrete world, making the most of the day. As always, I'm your host and your guide, Mike Martin. Today we're going to dive deep into a subject that I think you all can relate to, and that's fear. So what is it with fear? What's it look like to you? Because we've all felt it many times over and over. Whether you're about to try something new, you're about to hit a new exhilarating trail for the first time, or you have a looming deadline within your life. You know, fear can be a very paralyzing thing. Let's be honest. There's a problem with that paralyzing feeling, though, because we can't just ignore it. We have to face it. So here's a wild thought. What if fear is actually trying to show you something? That's right. Think about it from that point of view for just a minute. Because fear, it can be a guide. It can be a little nudging voice that says, hey, maybe you should pay attention to this. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're out in the wilderness on a weekend camping trip. You're grazing through those breathtaking mountains. The sun, it's setting all these golden tones. Then suddenly, you start to feel a little bit jittery about whatever it may be. Encountering a bear, getting lost, whatever the case could be. That's where fear begins talking. But it's not just there to ruin your good day. It's your brain's way of keeping you safe, of urging you to be prepared. Maybe checking your surroundings or laying out the map and taking a look so you can survey everything that's around you and everything that's yet to come. No one wants to be in one of those survival movie scenarios, right? But the kicker really ends up laying where we have this choice to make. Instead of letting fear freeze you in your place or causing you to run to the nearest cabin, you can simply take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is fear really deeply about? Is it about the fear of the unknown? The lack of confidence? Maybe it's just your mind racing. Explore those feelings and thoughts. Break them down. You start to see its true nature. Often it's not about the bear or even the hike. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone and growing into a braver version of who you are. Let's make this real for a moment. I want you to picture standing on the edge of a cliff, about to go rock climbing for that very first time. Your heart's racing, your palms are sweaty. That fear, my friend, is right underneath you because it's a completely new experience. It may be a totally awesome opportunity to take, but on the deeper level, that opportunity is opening the door for growth through adventure. And when you face that fear, you realize that you're capable of doing so much more than you give yourself credit for. So my question to you today is, how do you navigate this? I have a couple of quick tips in order to get you going. First of all, try embracing that fear. Acknowledge it. Don't just shove it aside. Sit with those feelings for a moment. Feel them. That's okay to do. You're still safe. Next, take a moment and ask yourself, honestly, what's the worst thing that can happen? More often than not, it's not as bad as our minds make it out to be. And finally, take some action. Start small. Try that hiking trail that you've been eyeing. Sign up for a yoga class or any other engaging experience. Perhaps even just talk to that person that you've been avoiding. Each step that you take, no matter how small or how large, helps you. It helps you to build character. So there you have it, my friend. I want to add one final piece of advice, though, as we come toward the end of today's episode, because it was probably some of the greatest advice that I ever received along my journey. When it comes to the fear of the unknown, a lot of the time, we don't have to know. We just have to take that very first step. And then look around and enjoy the growth, the learning, and the stretching of your limits that comes with each and every step that we take. And as we wrap this up, I want to invite you to swing over to projectmindfullyoutdoors.co, where you can sign up for a free meditation session with me, and we can explore fear on a much deeper and much personal level. Until next time, my friend, get out there in the wilderness. That's where the stillness and the adventure lie. See ya.